Good morning. This is Florida Plant Mama coming to you from Zone 10A, Central Florida. I want to give you a look at the garden and the patio space behind me to see what I did this season to protect my plants from the cold. We had a couple of days of significant drop in temperatures. Now, for Central Florida, of course, that's not the same standards as up north, but we did drop down to a low of 33 degrees. So, and that was a couple of days ago. So, what I did was I moved my more sensitive fruit trees in pots onto my back patio. See there? And my husband built this little heater system that we have to direct the heat to those plants that are up against the wall and covered up above by the patio. That seems to have done the trick. It is, like I said, a couple days beyond that day of the 33-degree temps, and things are still looking okay. I am not going to venture to move these plants just yet because in the next couple days, we're supposed to drop again in the 30s. Let's go out into the rest of the garden and see how the cold affected my other in-ground plants. Here we go. Not too shabby. My mandevilla took a hit that I can see right off the bat, but I think, yep, she's still alive. So I'll cut this back. This dies down pretty much every winter. It's pretty hardy. So I think it will bounce back nicely. I did prune the jasmine vine. As you can see, there are some dead branches in there that will be removed. The variegated lemon tree is looking fantastic. We've even got a bloom. Of course, my blueberries enjoyed the cold weather. We've got some fruit setting in the blueberry area here. I've actually got still this yellow Scotch pepper doing its thing in the cold when it's a hot pepper. Look at my other pepper. This is another hot pepper. I believe it's like a Guatemalan hot pepper. Not so good. Something's been digging. Now let's actually go inside. We have a lychee tree here, right at the entrance of the garden that I actually just put in probably about a couple months ago. This is the Sweetheart lychee. It was in a pot, but I decided I wanted to see how it does in ground because we are zone 10A, and I've seen other gardeners with my relative zone do fine with the lychees in the ground. So to save on room in pots, which, you know, this area is limited, anything that can go in the ground, I'm trying to get in the ground and get acclimated. This tree has been in a pot for a couple of years, so it is a little bit more mature than a seedling tree, and so far it held its own. The Barbados cherry tree did okay. This is the second year that I did not cover it. Now this firebush, the firebush looks a mess, but firebush, it comes back pretty quickly. It's a bush plant, very, very hardy. So even if it looks dead, I'll just cut that back and it'll be fine. Avocado did amazing. So we've got a bacon avocado and a Brogdon avocado over here. They both did okay. Just a little bit of damage to one of the upper leaves there. Not bad at all. I actually still have some shampoo ginger that hasn't died back. I've got some there. My little cactus tree did okay. Mulberries look pretty sloppy, but that's typical of mulberries. Okay, in this bed here, the appears all of my citrus trees did fine. This is my lime tree, and it is flowering there. We have a Tabasco pepper, which has survived. A fennel or a dill. I believe it's fennel. Yeah, that looks like fennel. That did well. One of my fig trees that did okay as well. Let me see, what kind of fig is this? This one is this is the brown turkey fig. That's my brown turkey fig. And here is my other fig. What's the name of that one? Did I not label you? Oh, I don't know. I think this is just one of those generic figs from the big box store. This is my Winter's Cupid Camellia. She enjoyed the temperature. And this is my Hermie White Camellia, and she's doing good too. Roses did fine. Tibucina is doing okay. Let's continue. My Cardi Kiwi, that is all right there. This one lost most of its leaves at the bottom, but on top we've got a couple leaves. Queen's Wreath did okay on both sides. Not so good on my, what is this thing called? Can't remember the name of this. There's another mulberry that has lost most of her leaves, and the remaining leaves did get burnt a bit. That's typical, like I said, of mulberries, so not too worried about that. We've got an aster, which still is holding up nicely. And what else? Another mulberry. Peach tree is now asleep. I hope this thing actually makes me some peaches this year. Then we've got my coral honeysuckle, which did fine. Back over here, we've got one of my Vigo beds. This was a neglected bed. I planted things in here in the fall and then kind of walked away, and when I came back, we actually have stuff growing. Beets, carrots, onions, calendula. Calendula got a little bit burned, but not too bad. And then, of course, the cabbages, brassicas, love this temperature. My Chinese cabbage is coming in. Very nice kale. Oh, and over here, oh, this poor thing did not like the cold at all. This is a callaloo plant, or otherwise known as green amaranth, and this is volunteer. It's everywhere. And a volunteer cranberry hibiscus, that's everywhere too. Then we've got my little pomelo down here. Got a little leaf minor damage on it, but she did not mind the temperatures at all. I am going to get another pomelo tree. Yes, I am going to get another one. I want as many pomelos as I can get. Oh, my Turk's cap. Look how bad my Turk's cap looks. This is the Turk's cap hibiscus. I don't care. That needs to be cut back every year anyway. It's more ornamental than anything. There, my curry leaf plant is thriving. Thriving, thriving. This has grown so much. All right. Now, this used to be where I had my cucumbers, and they didn't get enough light here, so they didn't do so well. It was a trellis system that I built. I ended up deciding to kind of disband that because it just wasn't getting enough sun. And as you can see, my limequat tree has started growing significantly. It's gotten much taller, so it needs a little bit more room. So there's not adequate space here to have that cucumber trellis. So I am planning a different trellising system for the cucumbers this year. This I will reserve for some flowers and things that just need to be separated from the mulch. So we'll fill those back up and we will not waste the space. Let's continue. In this little section here, I've just planted some dahlias and asters. Okay, we've got a little bit of carrot growth here. We've got this, which I am working to pull out. This is goldenrod, everyone. Now, goldenrod is a wonderful medicinal, and I love it. Just in case you don't know this, though, goldenrod will sprout everywhere once you've planted it once. If you allow it to flower, you're done. It's everywhere. So I'm kind of picking goldenrod out because I want it concentrated in one area as opposed to all over the garden. This little pitiful pomegranate, I think she is done. I'm tired of having this pomegranate here. I want to put a pomelo or a persimmon tree, something else that will actually give me some fruit, because this has been with me since I started this garden and it's given me nothing. It needs to go. Let's continue around. In here, more firebush, which I will cut back once the winter season is done. It provides a little bit of a microclimate for the rest of my plants, so I like to leave this and the sweet almond a little bit taller in the winter to protect my plants from the cold. This bed is doing great. Calendula, got some red cabbage, some onions, some Chinese cabbage that, yeah, definitely still have some pest pressure going on even with the cold weather. Look at that. Right in my face, not even trying to conceal herself. Right there, a snail. In here, I've got calendula interplanted with my other cabbages. This Vigo bed, I'm gradually planting. I am really working on succession planting this year. What I've gotten here starting out is more Chinese cabbage, some beets, some Chinese broccoli, some red cabbage, carrots, and I've got a few flowers planted in here as well. And this is my holy basil. I transplanted it in here and it took a hit with the cold. But hopefully that will grow back. If not, I definitely have to grow more because I love the smell of holy basil. Let's continue through here. This is where I'm going to put my peppers this season. We'll see how they do. I like this space because it does get full sun and it's very close to my watering, so I can keep the peppers moist. But more importantly, it's in a strategic position where I am able to use these things or the green one that you see there, hoop structures, to cover this area nicely to protect it from high sun. This is where I move my little trellising poles too. These are just simple T-posts or U-posts that I've put in here, and I will grow my cucumbers here, and they can go ahead and I'll do the little Florida weave to keep the cucumbers in place. Again, a nice spot for them because I can cover this to keep the pest pressure down in the heat and to protect it from high sun. This is another bed that I'm doing succession planting in. My marigold did not make it, but I do have some nice marigold seeds to spread around. And that's what I do with the marigolds. I just like to let them go where they want to go. Marigolds are wonderful insect repellents. Now, in here, I've got Chinese cabbage, I've got a little lettuce, I have Chinese broccoli, and I have beets and onions. So there's still a couple spaces in here that need to be planted, but I am trying to do that in a succession pattern. I took all of the torch plant off of here because in the spring I'm also going to grow some cucumbers here, and I will likely grow a couple of butternut squash. What I'll try and do this year is, because I've eliminated all of the bags from this area, I will likely plant just 1 or 2 butternut squash plants so that they can trail over the bed, and then they've got all this space kind of to sprawl. It may get a little bit messy, but I can tolerate it if I can get some butternut squash. This bed is my sweet grenadilla bed. Oh, look at her. She looks really, really tattered, but she's still alive, still green. This vine grows vigorously in the right temperatures, so I'm hoping it'll bounce back once it warms up again. Holy basil still looking like poo-poo, and I think this Gumfrina plant has finally given up the ghost, but we've got some of her children here and here. Isn't that the sweetest little thing? Oh, I love it. It's so sweet. Look at that. We've got some tomato volunteers. I didn't want them here anyway, but I also didn't want to pull them. But now that they're looking beat up, I don't feel so bad about getting them out. I don't want tomatoes in this bed. But because I grew Everglades tomatoes and they fell in this space, I will probably always have tomatoes sprouting in this bed. We have the hog plum, which has lost all of its leaves, which is normal. Another Darrow's blueberry. And I went ahead and planted a couple of blueberry plants in the beds I have them primarily in pots because they require a slightly acidic soil, but I just wanted just a couple of plants in the garden. And these are I believe they're the sharp or the, what are they called? Sharp or the, oh, I'll put it on the screen because I keep confusing the varieties, but it's a high bush variety that will grow in Florida. My sugar snap peas are taking off and I am so thrilled about it. So this is acting as a multi-plant bed, which is what I've decided I'm doing to all of my bed. No more monoculture at all. I'm mixing everything up because as you can see, we have sugar snaps, but we also have carrots sprouting down here. We have a nasturtium that's still alive, took a hit for the cold, but it is still alive. Right here, we've also have some onions interplanted, and then on the other side, we've got beets coming in. And then there is a squash plant. I believe it's a spaghetti squash. That's actually left over from the fall. Hasn't made me anything yet, but I'm giving it a chance there. So many things growing in that one space, and I love it. We have some volunteer and we have a Persian lime in here. Still hasn't given me any lime yet. It's been a couple of years. In these bags, I've got calendula. I'm trying to do some chamomile in this bag. Maybe one has sprouted so far. Chamomile is funny like that. I put some more chamomile in here, and apparently something else has decided to grow in here as well. Okay. Oh, and look, this bag here, I had a torch flower, which is toast, and a Chinese cabbage that's doing okay. I'm gonna do some Napa cabbage. I'm gonna try it now, and hopefully it won't bolt. And then another butternut squash remnant that took a hit. Down in here, I have a hibiscus, my Rose of Sharon, that is still alive. A kumquat, which still has fruit on it. Back there, my longan tree, which got burnt just a little bit, but not too much. That'll do fine. And then, of course, I can't forget my mango tree. Her flowers have drooped. I was afraid of her flowering this early in the season, but those flowers I didn't cover. We got a little bit of burn damage from the cold, but the core is fine. I don't know if she'll fruit this year because these flowers, she was really putting out a show, and c'est dommage. But what are you gonna do? Another fig in here that is alive. Gonna lose these leaves. All in all though, I can't complain. We went down to 33 degrees and things are still looking pretty good. Oh, maybe I spoke a little too soon. Look at my bananas, y'all. My bananas look a hot mess. Look at these bananas. Yes, they are still alive. Still got some green leaves, but I got brown leaves galore in here. And then this guava tree and that guava tree look pretty bad too. But these guava trees, they're gonna, if they don't earn their keep for the upcoming season, they're out of here too. I don't like guavas so much that they need to be taking up my space. This strawberry guava as well, taking forever to do anything. But I'm gonna cut back this fire bush so that these have a little bit more sunlight. Now that the torch plant is no longer this trellis, everything will get a little bit more light. As expected, pear trees doing what pear trees do. Sisu spinach looks yucky. It's black color at the top, but that'll bounce back too. My plum trees, they're doing what they do this time of year. Blackberry bushes doing fine. I've got another volunteer loquat tree, which has actually gotten quite tall. I need to cut that so it branches. And another loquat tree here. They are definitely sprouting left and right like weeds. And well, I feel so blessed that so many of these trees have sprouted by themselves without me having to buy them, that I just don't have the heart to kill them. So anybody want a loquat seedling? I'm giving them away for free. In here, we can see that this tree is flowering, and so is that one up there. So we will have loquats this season. They like the cold. I have a star fruit that I recently planted here. It was also in a pot, but like I said, anything that can tolerate a little bit of cold, I'm putting in the ground. Y'all just got to do something in the ground. Sugar apple looks like crap, but this sugar apple loses its leaves when it gets cold. I went ahead and prepped the beds here for the fall things. I think I'm going to put a couple of paste tomatoes. My roselle is going to go here, and I'm going to put in some okra here as well. Gungo peas, still doing their thing. Another beat up looking firebush, but that's okay. It's fine. My jabo chikava, a little bit of burn, but still looking fantastic. Grumi chama tree, look at that. She did fine. Okay. Lychee tree, she is fine. We got an assortment of just little ornamental bushes here. Grapevine is asleep, and fortunately my purple passion fruit did well. My strawberry grabba over here has a nerve to put on new growth with all the cold weather. Oh, for anyone who has passion fruit vine, just know she is vigorous and she will try to send her branches everywhere. So I've got to stay on top of that and make sure she's not vining into my other trees. Got a hibiscus there that looks tattered, but that's okay. Let's continue on. Sweet almond is just a star. Another fire bush that looks poo-poo. My holly tree has grown by leaps and bounds here. I've got another lychee tree. Looks like there may be just a little bit of burn at the top. And once again, I've got to get this passion fruit out of my lychee. It actually may have protected her a little bit, but I don't want the passion fruit growing all in the lychee like it's doing right now. A longan here that got a little bit of burn, but because it's shielded by the passion fruit and the lychee, it is fine. Got a couple of blueberries here that I will pull out because I've got other plans for this space. And of course, I do have a pitiful little nectarine that is still alive. It refuses to die. It's been moved 3 times, but it has not grown. No matter where I put it, it refuses to grow. So there's that. Cattleya guava. It took a little bit of burn, but that's okay. They will bounce right back as well. My Fuji apple trees in the pots are doing perfectly fine. They need the cold. And then my nectarine trees, they also need the cold. This pomegranate tree is naked and now asleep, so that will get pruned. And then I have a Meyer lemon, which also did fine. I picked the last fruit off this Meyer lemon maybe a month ago. Look at my sweet potato vines. Oh, they look awful. They look awful, but I'm gonna restart the sweet potatoes anyway because I am developing a new strategy for getting sweet potatoes to do well in these bins. I just planted this Lara carambola or star fruit here, and it did fine. On the other hand, this little sugar apple here looks horrible, but like I said, sugar apples do lose their leaves in the winter, so that's okay. Banana, bananas all look ugly. They all look ugly, but that's how it goes this time of year for the bananas. I just put in this trellising system. I will show you the video of that one, but this is my previous one for my dragon fruit. And I just repotted, uppotted, I don't know. I had a little bit of dragon fruit damage, so I had to fix this structure a little bit so we get the dragon fruit to reset. Pineapples, they look a little tattered, but not too bad. My pomelo that gave me the one pomelo of the year is looking beautiful. And this is my lead date tree. They lose their leaves in the winter, so she looks sleepy, dormant. And then another kumquat tree with some leaf minor damage, typical. Another loquat, which is perfectly fine. I removed cut back the bleeding heart vine and the mandevilla just in time so that this trellis does not look an absolute mess and I can get through here again. My fingerling lime did fine. This one is the variegated firebush. All of the firebushes look a mess. These bananas didn't do too badly. This pigeon pea took a serious hit. This one's ugly too, but that's all right. My bay leaf plant is doing great. I just want to know if my plantain tree did all right. And I believe this one is the plantain. I think she looks okay. What else do we have in here? Banana. This was getting so close to being ripe, but I don't think it's going to go any further than here. So I'm going to harvest this as green bananas. That's very sad. I was waiting for that rack, but I hate it when the banana trees decide to grow their bananas in October, November, because if I get hit by cold, then I lose the bananas. We've got a elderberry in here that's sprawling. Mumbleberry is fine. Oh, my poor little longan tree over here. Look at the tops. Yeah, it must have gotten really cold over here, but that's okay because, like I said, the interior looks very well protected. So even if the outside gets burned, it's okay. I was planning on pruning that tree anyway. The plumbago here looks yucky, but again, that's a bush that revives very, very easily. What else? Hibiscus looks as expected. This sweet potato bin, all of my vines seem to have succumbed. I will have to start some new slips. And what else? I have a grapefruit in there as well that did fine. Okay. So, and again, my cherry tree there. And then I've got cherry trees on the other end. Those are fine too. So that's a look at what's happening in the garden. Another Persian lime. All in all, I am quite happy with how my garden fared in January during the coldest day of the year thus far, and the coldest day in the past, I think, 2 years, 33 degrees. It survived 33 degrees. Hopefully that is it. We've got another, like I said, cold day coming up in a couple of days. It's not supposed to go down below 36, but just in case it does, I am going to continue to baby those patio plants. And for this is, I'm not covering anything. I'm just not doing it. Whatever survives, survives. And I just got to build the resilience in this garden because I can't be out here covering every time it gets cold. That's a lot of work. This garden has grown. So negative, that is a negative. We will grow what grows in our space, and we will let die what does not grow in our space. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Come back and see me again. Thanks. Bye. Oh, then Happy New Year, everybody.